I'm gonna try and film this video, and hopefully you don't hear like the screamo music from my neighbor. They are jamming out today. Hey guys, thanks for clicking on this video. I'm so glad you're here. I am doing another anti-MLM video, or I guess just MLM, but you know where I steer. I've made a couple videos in the past talking about multi-level marketing, talking about network marketing, kind of a full analysis of why they're dangerous. I'll leave all those links in the description so you can go and check it out if you want to learn more about this stuff. But today, I specifically want to talk about why network marketing can be so tempting. And if you're anything like me, I'm sure you are actually. I can almost guarantee it. You've been contacted by so many friends or family to join their MLM business. If it's coming from someone you really like, it can be really tempting to want to support them. And I've definitely been tempted before to join an MLM. I'm not gonna lie, I've been tempted multiple times. The ones that I specifically felt like I almost wanted it, if that makes sense. It wasn't that I was ever going to, but there was a little bit more intrigue, and that was Beachbody, and there was like a wine distributor one. I have no idea what it's called. Thank the Lord I never actually joined them, but I was tempted. And so I want to kind of tell you why it's so tempting, kind of analyze their tactics. I wrote down a list of things that I feel like this is why they can be tempting. And we're going to get into those things because I think maybe we've all dealt with this at some point or another, whether we acted on it or we didn't. So I'm gonna kind of dissect it. The first thing is that the distributors seem so nice. I know that some of them can be friends, some of them can be family, so you know them, but then there's those other just rando people that show up in your message box, your inbox, your message box, talking about recruiting you basically, and sometimes they'll start off right off just like saying, you'd be interested in this, you want to sign up, be a business owner, whatever. All their copy and pasted messages. Sometimes they start off with that. Other times they start off just being really kind. Now, when I was on Instagram, I got messages like this a lot more frequently. I would just have some random cute girl coming into my inbox saying like, oh my gosh, you're so gorgeous, blah, blah, blah. Love your page. Sometimes they'd say, love your faith, trying to push that out there, that we agree on religious stuff, which who knows if we actually did, but they seemed so genuine and so nice. It was hard to not want to start a conversation because, typically you don't get that many people that will just show up in your inbox and just be genuinely complimenting you, kind of love bombing you in a sense. I know that they talk about that a lot in MLMs, that there's a lot of love bombing going on at the beginning. It feels good, especially if you don't have a lot of friends. And then all of a sudden this person's paying attention to you and complimenting you and seems like they're super nice and they want to get to know you. Another one is that they fabricate their life and their lifestyle. So when you look on their profiles and stuff, their life just seems bliss. I don't know if you have gone on some of these people's pages recently, but they definitely fabricate their lifestyle. They flex their belongings, flexing, I think, if I know the term, I'm a millennial, I'm getting old. Flexing basically being like, I'm gonna show off my wealthy stuff. Like if you have a really nice Rolex watch or something, you flex it in a picture, something like that. It seems like a lot of times they are just putting a lot of effort into their profiles to make themselves and their life seem amazing. But a lot of that is either fake. Some of them have been genuinely faked, like people will pose in front of really fancy cars for their Instagram, but they don't own the car. A lot of this stuff is fabricated to make you covet their lifestyle, which is a whole different issue I'm not gonna get into in this video. Another one is they seem to genuinely care about you. They seem to genuinely care about your need or desire to be financially free. I mean, who doesn't want to be financially free? I don't know if I've ever met anyone who doesn't want to be financially free. And so they seem to genuinely care about that and about that desire and about helping you to achieve that. They seem like they care about that. Ultimately, it's not caring about you having financial freedom, but knowing that they need you for themselves to have, or even have a chance to be financially free. So it seems and it comes across as them caring about you, but ultimately behind it, it's caring about themselves and looking out for themselves. Another thing is they are so persistent. I know that like persistence can be really annoying, but in another way, if they're still doing all these other tactics and they're still genuinely nice and complimenting, genuinely nice, if they seem genuinely nice and they're persistent in that, or they're keeping up with you. I know I've had multiple people that will reach out to me maybe a couple weeks after their initial one, or even a couple months, and just check in to see how I'm doing. It seems sweet. It depends on like how long of a time they go in between checking on you. But eventually it all comes back around to them asking you to join again. So is it them really caring and being persistent because they care about you, or because they still want you in the business and they're trying to like, what's that phrase? They're trying to wear you down, basically. That's what it feels like. Another thing is they promise the world. They promise the world and then more than the world. Like you could ever get more than the world. Like you could ever get the world. They make these ginormous promises. They're never able to fulfill their promises to you, but they promise it anyways. And so they promise you financial freedom. They promise you that the work is easy. They promise you that you are owning your own business. They promise you that you'll be able to buy these things that you really want, whatever it may be, but they don't fulfill any of those promises. They're just a bunch of liars. Another thing is they promise that it will be easy income. And in a sense, I will grant them that the income isn't easy, but the work is. When you think about what an MLM distributor has to do in a day, the work is extremely easy. You don't have to use your brain. You don't have to use your hands really, except for on your phone. You know, like you're not working with your hands. You're not like building things or whatever requires actual skill. Like you need literally no skill to do this. So in a sense, it's easy, but the income isn't easy because you literally have to give your soul to get money. You have to lower your standards and grovel sometimes. Like some people just grovel to get people to join. And so you compromise in a lot of ways. You have to be constantly working, meaning like you're constantly messaging people to sign up. That's pretty much what you do. So the work is easy, but it's not fulfilling. And for the amount that you work, for the amount of time, especially at the beginning once you get in, the amount of time that you have to put in you don't get paid for that. You know, you're not getting paid hourly. You're not getting for all the time wasted pursuing people that are going to say no. You don't get money for that. You don't get anything from the company for essentially working your butt off to contact hundreds of people a day, or however many people you contact a day. The company is out nothing. Actually, you're paying. You're literally their customer. You're paying to stay in the business. So the work is easy, but it's not fulfilling, it's not rewarding, and it really is not easy income, if that makes sense. That's how they promote it, is like, this is easy income, this is a good side hustle, this is so easy, you could just work from your phone a couple hours a day. It's never that. It's never what they're saying that it is. Another thing I hear people say is that people love the products. So depending on what company you're working for, there are companies that are MLMs that people genuinely love the products they sell, and they might be decent products. I'm not ragging on the products, but at the same time, I guarantee you can find just as good, if not way better products for a cheaper price, and you don't have to sell your soul. Sounds great, doesn't it? There are hundreds and hundreds of other companies that aren't MLMs selling the same products that MLMs are selling. You don't have to give into that business, because really, when you look at the structure, who would want to be feeding into that style of business? It's harming so many people. So for me, there might be a product that someone recommends and says, yeah, this is from an MLM, but the product's really good. And I don't question that. I don't doubt that a product can be good that's from an MLM, but I am not feeding into the business model of that. So whether the product is worth it or not, I am not feeding that industry. Okay, I can go elsewhere and feed a company that is actually grounded on a more moral foundation, where they pay their employees for the work that they have put in. The way that MLMs are set up is they're just pretty much taking advantage of people and having them essentially work for free. This doesn't really go with, sorry about this hair. When I like crimp it, it just goes, get that under control. So let me try and describe this. In MLMs, you will have to buy like a starter pack of their products so that you can test them out and recommend them. So essentially, you become their customer before you become their employee. Their employees are their customers. Just really quickly as well, you're not a business owner. When people label this a business owner, I didn't even write this down, but this is another thing that would be tempting, is that they tell you that you can own your own business. People who work for MLMs do not, I repeat, do not own their own business. You work for a company you had no input in creating. You are an employee who is independent on the basis of how much time you want to put in. You're not a business owner. You don't own the business, you didn't create the business, they're not your products. You literally sit on your phone cold messaging, copy and pasting people. How is that a business owner? So you're not a business owner, but they'll tell you that you can own your own business. Okay, cool. Tell me how to do that as someone that is literally not doing that. The last thing I want to mention is that so many people are doing it, so it can't be bad, right? I'm sorry, but that's not a good justification for it. I know a lot of people that are in MLMs that people will call them pyramid schemes, which I am one of those people. Yes, I call them pyramid schemes just because I think that they're downright evil in the way that they have set up their business. They prey on the vulnerable, they prey on women. I'm not even gonna get into all that because this will be way too long of a video. Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. When an MLM distributor gets presented with, this is a pyramid scheme, you shouldn't be a part of this, they just say pyramid schemes are illegal. There's a dog barking in the hallway. Their comeback is, pyramid schemes are illegal. Yes, they are. Your point? Aren't there tons of things that are illegal that people are still doing every single day? Just saying. I'm just saying. Now, when someone is like, but so many people are doing it, how can it be wrong? Can we just talk about how many people do things that are wrong all the time? Like, how many people are addicted to drugs? Does that mean that drugs are good? No, it doesn't. Just because a ton of people are addicted to drugs does not make that, therefore, then fine. Like, that is the worst argument ever. Yeah, a lot of people are in MLMs. A lot of MLM companies are continuing to come out. And obviously, for me, I would like them to be obliterated off the face of the earth, okay? I want them gone because too many people have been hurt. Too many people have been destroyed by these companies. I want them gone. So just because there's a bunch of people in MLMs and they keep coming out does not mean that they are good. The quantity of people doing something does not justify whether it's right or wrong or good or bad, okay? That's a terrible argument. I know that there's a lot of things that can seem tempting on the outside to join an MLM. I mean, like I mentioned, I have been tempted. multiple times. Not anymore and not anytime recently, because I literally want them gone. I know I didn't get into all the different details, but in my other videos I talked, I think, a little bit more. It's been a while since I've made a video about MLMs, so. But I wanted to remind you guys that I'm still against these. I don't think that they are wise. I actually think that they're borderline criminal, if not completely criminal, for how much money they steal from people. These are ways that I feel like people have been tempted by it, and I hope that you open your eyes. If someone's talking to you and you are tempted to join an MLM, please don't. Please don't. There's so many other options. This is not an option. This is not a good one. Go back, watch my other videos. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up, and hopefully you liked it. Give it a thumbs up if you do. If you're an MLM distributor, give it a thumbs down and I'll know it's you. All right, so thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.